All right. So we move forward. That's the bit that we want to tell you about emotion. Without doing too much deep down in the emotions, why do emotions matter to professional accountants? In fact, any profession at all. While Abayomi was speaking, you will see that in the ACCA slide, he's put down 7 quotients: vision quotient, this quotient, intelligence quotient, emotional quotient. These are all compartments of different things that help you to move faster in life, which means studying and passing is part one. One of the things that affected me that used to allow me not to really balance, once they say 1 hour more, the whole of my system will destabilize. Because at that time, I hadn't really understood emotions. I didn't even know how to handle it. Therefore, I was not intelligent about my emotions. So to succeed, you need a combination of many cues. Okay, I've seen 7 in his slide, but there is one that is not in his slide. Intelligence quotient is the technical skills that is involved in whatever it is you're doing. Strategic business analysis, read and pass. Your emotional quotient is the one we are talking about right now. You also need a social quotient, which is your interaction with people, interpersonal skills. How do you study? One of the errors I also had was that I was doing self-study all the way until I became serious and I went for lectures for the first time in 2020. All right. So those are the things that were the mistakes that I don't want you to make. Now there's RQ, which is the one that Abayomi did not have in his slide. So everything he has got, they are very relevant. What's RQ? RQ is your resilience quotient. RQ is what helps you to bounce back when you fall down. RQ is what tells you that you can rise again. If you fail, you can pass again. RQ is what makes you to take further steps, to take failure as a feedback, not as a final condemnation. That's what RQ does. All right. Now, what are we doing? What is a professional talking about when they're talking about emotions? What does it really mean? Let's just go and do lectures and pass. Sometimes you have done a lot of lectures, okay? But if you don't understand yourself, if you don't know how to handle, for instance, when they say 1 hour more, I'll be jittery. In fact, everything I knew perhaps may just fly away. So if you are leaning on IQ only and you haven't built a system or a foundation that is solid on how you handle your emotions, you can read everything and just forget. Okay, so why are we doing this? To identify and to manage those emotions. That's your role in all of these discussions this morning. Number 2 is to raise your self-awareness so that you can define how you lead. You know, once you're in front of people, you do not just want to think about you. In fact, the best of leaders usually consider their points and views the last. They try to read the room. They try to understand what are these people feeling. So when you see people, how do you interpret their mood? Do you know that they are happy? Are you thinking that they are receiving you or not receiving you? How do you read the room? How do you relate? How do you express empathy to the feelings of others or emotions of others? That's what emotional intelligence does for you. Because really, to get to the peak of your career, a time will come that it will no longer be technical skills. It will be people skills. How many people can trust you? How many people can work with you in a team? How many people are speaking for you? How many people believe that you have capacity to lead? Because you don't get leadership positions just because you are passing exams or you have all the qualifications. You get it because they believe you can lead people. A leader walks through people by inspiration and empowerment, okay? You inspire people to do things and you empower them to do it, because in leadership, you multiply results. So emotional intelligence becomes now very important, because once you can manage you can manage others. Next, why are these emotions discussions relevant? Because all humans are impressionable. What I mean by impressionable, it means we are easily influenced by what we see, the environment we are, and who is doing what and who is not doing what. So you can't say, I know myself. The person who said, I will not deny you, denied 3 times, just in a matter of few hours. You will be in circumstances that when your back is against the wall, you manifest some character that you also do not know that you have on the inside. So all humans are impressionable. We follow the patterns a lot. So if you don't master your own emotional intelligence, if you do not have enough self-awareness, you cannot predictably handle whatever comes to you as a surprise. And at the end of the day, you can stagnate in your career. You can stay somewhere and not move forward. So you need to know what it is that you need to do. When do you need help? When do you need to shout? And the next on my slide is to boost your confidence, right? You do not have all that you need all the time. If you do not have self-awareness or emotional intelligence, You will get to a point in life where the things you don't have will keep you back. And in some executive locations, they will call it imposter syndromes. You have 7 or 10, 14 criteria, and then you are qualified somehow, maybe 10 out of 14. You just stand back and say, I don't think they're looking at me. I'm not the one qualified for this job. Meanwhile, maybe of all the candidates who may be interested in the role, you are the most qualified. So emotional intelligence and self-awareness is a branch of emotional intelligence. There are 4 compartments in emotional intelligence. Your self-awareness, then your self-regulation. How do you regulate yourself? When you're aware, how do you regulate? Empathy, that's how you see the others, how you take them into your space. And then the 4th branch of emotional intelligence is actually relationship and social interactions. Once you are aware of yourself, then you are in a better place to interact. So you boost your confidence in that way, because then when fear comes to whisper to you, you tell yourself, no, I know I can do it. I can go make it out. I can figure it out. I can handle this. Trust me, all of those people that you like, that you have ever seen, either on TV or whatever, before they come on stage, they have butterflies in their stomach. But what do? They already know what the butterflies is. And they will say, yes, butterfly, I know you're there, but this, I am ready and I'm going to do it. So that's what you find in emotional intelligence. It gives you that empowerment to be self-confident and to agree that you are good enough and that you can stand in your place. All right. Still talking about what emotional intelligence, how is it very good for you as a good professional. Then we'll move to how to build the foundation. With self-awareness, which is a branch of emotional intelligence, you will eliminate self-doubt. I had a lot of self-doubt about the exams, to the extent that I will pay in pounds. I will prepare and I will read. I will buy textbooks. I was doing self-study throughout until I changed my system. And I would, a day to the exam, in fact, I would apply for leave and I would not be able to go for exams. The doubts were coming, but I didn't know how to handle them. The doubts were coming, I could not handle them. So that's what emotional intelligence will do for you. It will help you to eliminate self-doubt and help you to build resilience. Yes, I failed before, I can pass again. I wouldn't need to now give 5 years in between, 6 years in between, run away and then come back. All right. Now, once you have this self-awareness as well, you'll be able to acknowledge other people. You will know that they can help you and you will approach them for help. If you do not know how to approach people for help, it's not a sign of strength. It's actually a sign of weakness. Strong people know how to cry for help. All right, and communicate effectively. Your boss, the people around you, those who are teaching you, coaching you, and those who you want to teach and coach as well. You won't be able to, stop all the problems in the world. Anxiety will come, panics will come, but you can handle them. Right. Next, while we're discussing this and why is it relevant for any profession as well, you will be able to identify the difference between what you are being rather than what you're doing or what you have. You won't have everything in the world, I promise you. But you are happy with the process. You are happy with the journey. And what ACCA will always emphasize is it's about who you're becoming. This resilience, ability to come back, ability to agree that you're good enough and that you can do it, right? It's not about, I don't have MSc, I don't have MBA, I don't have this, I don't have the skill, I don't know Excel. What are the things that you know about you with which you can win? And that's what emotional intelligence does for you. Happiness starts when you understand who you are becoming. You are not perfect, but on the journey to perfection. I move next. Before I give you the foundation to emotional intelligence, very pivotal and fundamental, is to identify who you are. You will see it's a very big question mark. Who are you? In emotional intelligence, we know something about Einstein window. An Einstein window is that part of the day, like 2 to 4 hours, where you are at your best. You have the best performance. You have the best assimilation. You have the best, retention memory. You have the best. You are just at your best in everything. Have you discovered it? Have you discovered it? Because if you do not know, hello. All right. Good. I think my internet was doing something. All right. So, who are you? If I ask you today, who are you? Do you know when your peak performance during the day? Do you know when you are at peak? Do you know the things that you like? Do you know the things that you don't like? I discovered after taking different personality profile tests that I learned better when I'm hearing things than when I'm reading things. That by my personality type, reading things are a bit slow for me. When I'm reading, I'm almost forgetting immediately. But when I'm hearing, I am hearing and I'm retaining very fast. Who are you? Do you learn in a group properly or do you learn individually? Because if you don't identify that, you will go and take the method that will not serve you. Okay. Who are you? What kind of people energize you? What kind of information delights you? What kind of thing depresses you? So sometimes some food can even create issues for you. You are preparing for exams and you are eating them because you've not identified that those things do not serve your system. There are people that are around you that you should just be limited to bye-bye, how are you, I hope you are fine. Because you need to understand the kind of message that will help you. And by the time I came to my point of understanding who I am, I was ready for ACC. I said I will finish this ACC and I will complete it. I now went and joined one of the approved learning partners. That was the best deal in my life. I did 2 courses, I failed one. But by that time, I had already developed my resilience quotient. I already knew what I needed to do. And the first thing the lecturer said was, the ACC examiners want you to pass. That is why they have put a lot of resources there for you. They have put in question and answers. You have technical articles, you have this, you have that. Even for African students, you have a particular module, the hub where you go and learn. I went on the hub, I did all the courses on the hub, did the questions and everything. I prepared myself. And that's what they called muscle power. You know, our thinking muscles, they become strengthened as we use them. So I was